Oh hello world ones, it is a windy December afternoon and I'm out to try my new tent. It's the Durston X-Dome. Come join me. Oh hey guys, I've not been able to get up to the mountains this weekend, but it looks like some weather has come to us. As you can hear, it's pretty windy, so I'm avoiding the woods as I don't want a tree to come slamming down onto my head during the night and splat me, but we're in a bit of a dip here, so most of the wind is missing us entirely, but we'll still get a bit of weather down here on the tent. That's pretty light, under a kilo, 995 grams I believe. I'm hoping this can be a lighter alternative to my Hillyberg Solo for milder winter trips or possibly bad weather summer trips, so I'm really excited to give this a go. Let's do it. Right, I've had to voice over this bit as the wind noise was too loud. So this is a carbon fibre pole set. These feel really delicate though. They're very light, but I do feel like it'd be really easy to snap them. So they're going to depend on the structure of the tent and the guy lines holding them in place and hopefully not allowing them to snap. I can also use my trekking poles to support the tent poles, but we'll have a look at that later. I have already attached a footprint to this tent. It's the specific X-Dome ground sheet, and being polyester, this tent shouldn't absorb any water, it shouldn't sag because polyester doesn't have that give in it that some other tent fabrics have. The poles are all joined together in one big poly mass. Like that. So that's the poles all popped together, and the four corners pop into little metal eyelets on the corner of the tent. So pretty simple. Feels a little bit sort of big and unwieldy there. Mr. Dan Durston says it doesn't matter whether this pole goes above or below. And then we're just clipping all the clips on. Yeah, all clipped on. Oh my god, and look at the colour. I mean, I love this colour. This is exactly what I've been looking for. It's what I've been craving in a tent. It's so stealthy and subtle and beautiful. Next up is the guy lines. This tent doesn't come with guy lines as standard, so I've decided to make up my own with some super light cordage and some cheap tensioners. There's little loops here that wrap around the tent poles, allowing the guy lines to hold the poles snug and steady and give them some extra stability in wind. Okay, that is looking great. We can also stick guy lines on these bits and on these bits as well, coming down there. I think I'll do these on the crossbar. Don't think I'll do the other ones today, so just not got a great deal of wind down here. I'm also going to tie on a little bit of cordage on each end on these little tabs here. Look at that, it's gorgeous. We've got vents here, one on either side, which you can open and close. Let's have a look inside. Oh look, that is massive. So much space. This end's really wide. Vestibule's massive as well. It's like a palace. A nice big pocket up here, and all these clips here attached to the mesh inner, I believe they're what you use if you want to put up just the mesh inner by itself. And apparently this is really sort of customizable, so you can lift parts of the fly to expose the inner. Say you want to really reduce condensation, or it's a really warm night, you can sort of transform the tent to suit your tenty requirements. Have a little look at that. This is where the inner is attached to the outer. So I guess I unclip that. Then I do I just attach it like that? Is that what I do? So I guess you can do this kind of thing wherever you'd like to on the tent. I'm not doing it today because it's raining. So let's get it all back where it was. Yeah, that's a pretty cool feature. So you could lift part of the back of the fly, half the fly, or you can even take the entire fly off and use it as just the mesh inner, which I'm not going to do because you just know as soon as I take that fly off, it's going to chuck it down for sure. But there is another cool feature with this tent that involves trekking poles. Up here there's a little pocket that the handle of my trekking pole goes into, and then I believe the point is going to go into this tie out point here on the vestibule side of the door, and that is gonna give this tent loads of support. Yeah, I guess that's it. Yeah, and you want to be doing that on the other side as well, so that both sides of the crossbar are supported. I'm not going to use these today because we're just not getting the wind down here, and to put one in the back because there's no door, I think I'd have to sort of furl up the outer and do all that stuff. Right, let's get cozy in here. That's nice. It's just under 5 degrees at the moment. I love this big pocket over here that I can organise my things in. The headroom's insane. I mean, it's just crazy, and the space, there's loads of it. There is a couple of tabs up here on the inside of the mesh inner, so I'm gonna string a little bit of cordage along there to make like a drying line, washing line type thing. Yes, perfect. So there's my little drying line. So if my stuff gets wet now on a trip, I can hang it out to dry. This tent has a hydrostatic head rating of, I believe it's 3,500 millimeters. So it should be completely waterproof. That's the fly and the floor. And with it being a 2-layer tent as well, of course, your inner mesh gives you a nice separation from the outside fly, which may be covered in condensation. So this will be a drier camping experience than with the single layer tent. And yeah, I still can't believe the weight of it for a double layer, apparently very strong and storm worthy tent, although I've not tested it out myself yet. But for the weight to be under 1 kilo, and I'm not including the extra ground sheet in that, by the way. I'll stick the weight of that on the screen. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. So I've been having a bit of rain come in through the open door, and then I was having a look at the door and I've noticed there's this tie out point here on the door. So I reckon if I peg that out like that, then I can still have the door open a bit to cook and stuff, but the rain won't come in, and that'll be really, really cool. And what I've been left with is this most beautiful, sheltered, covered area at the front of my tent. Look at that. So I've got covered vestibule space on both sides now. It's really lovely, and the gap that's left is just big enough to get in and out of. Just the right size to let steam out when you're cooking. Speaking of cooking, I've got a gorgeous homemade chilli, so I'm gonna get that warmed up now. Oh, it's gonna be so good. Blown me mat up, and I've had a little shuffle around to get a nice comfortable sleeping position. You can see now the mat's up, and this is quite a big mat, just how big it is in here. Right, I think I'm gonna have this my second hot drink of the evening and get to bed. It is a bit chilly in here. It's 4.5 degrees, and I can definitely notice the difference between, say, this and my hilly, but that's to be expected. Yeah, nice and snug as long as I stay in a sleeping bag, so I'll see you guys in the morning. Night! The wind seems to have changed direction, so we're not missing it like we were before. I haven't had any sleep yet tonight. It's 4:30 in the morning. I'm knackered. I'm gonna put this pole in. I know you're supposed to do both sides, but this is the direction the wind's coming from, and I just think it will help to support this side of the tent. But that does seem to be helping. Yeah, that does feel a lot stronger. Yay, well, hopefully that'll hold up. Yeah, that is much stronger now. Bloody hell. I had a dreadful night's sleep, probably about 2 hours. I feel pretty rough this morning. Yeah, so I had a look at the temperatures this morning, and there's about 1.5 degrees of heat difference between outside and inside the tent, and that's about what I would expect for this kind of tent. Ah, yeah, look, I just discovered another pocket here. Cool. There's 2 pockets. You can see the rain's coming in here now that the wind's changed direction. I have to say, I don't trust these poles and it's nothing to do with this tent in particular. I just don't trust pole tents these days, not since my Hubber NX got smashed to bits in a big gust of wind. Having said that, the trekking pole is really helping. You can see when it really gusts that it's just totally supporting this side of the tent. So this is quite a game changer that you can stick your trekking pole in. I really like that. It takes the edge off a bit and it stops me worrying so much. But yeah, I do still worry that they might break because, you know, they could. The inside of the tent is lovely and dry this morning. There's not a drop of water anywhere, even though it's been raining all night. And I'm totally gutted because the gas canister on my stove just ran out just as I'd lit it to try and heat up my water for my morning coffee, and now I'm just sitting here with a pan of cold water feeling a bit sad, and I'm cold, but never mind. Right, let's have a look around, see what's occurring. Oh yeah, it looks completely fine, nothing's budged. Yeah, it's done really, really well. It's just my own personal trust issues with thin, lightweight poles. I do love with my regular trekking pole tents that there's no poles to break, and that's a nice feeling, knowing that probably the worst that will happen is it will fall over. Whereas with this one, if you get busted, broken poles, that could mean the end of your trip. It could mean broken pole rips through the fabric of the tent. There's just more to worry about with pole tents. But yeah, that's about it, I suppose. I'm gonna get this packed away. We'll try it again up in the mountains, see how it fares. Thanks so much for watching this, you guys. Sorry, I'm a little bit out of it this morning, but I'll see you again soon. Bye.